You didn't notice at first. That's the thing about a villain era. It doesn't just arrive like a storm, it slips in quietly. Like a thought you stopped questioning. It's that moment you stopped over explaining yourself to people who aren't committed to understanding you. And somehow, it started with ATEEZ. Your bias didn't just reflect who you liked, they exposed who you were becoming. I have a secret to tell you. So we're going to have another member auditioning for your attention. So will you accept? Or are you going to get wrecked, like so hard, straight through a mattress? So watch all of the members so you can get an idea of, am I this member? Remember, I'm not a doctor, therapist, psychologist, or any of the things. SEONGHWA, the calculated grace. If you bias SEONGHWA, you've officially entered your controlled power phase. You used to think you liked his elegance because it was pretty and he's fine as fuck. I mean, that's my bias for a reason. But let's be honest, you're not just admiring his grace, you're practicing it. You've learned how to sit perfectly still while your mind is calculating every exit. You don't want him to exit you, you only want him to enter. Beep, beep. You're playing the gentle card because you realize that being loud is a weakness, and I'm not even going to touch upon that. So you've traded your chaos for a quiet, lethal composure. Ooh, you sound so dangerous. Are you dangerous? I don't know. So are you actually being nice, or have you just perfected the art of being unreadable? And remember, this is your villain era. So you are controlling all of the power you have, but you are an absolute 150% menace. But you look good doing it. You look good doing it. But while some people find power in silence, others find it in the smoke of a bridge they just burned. HONGJOONG, the captain's warning. If HONGJOONG is your bias, or the one currently wrecking your life, and you want him to wreck your holes, you're done asking for permission to exist. You're drawn to him because he is a walking no entry sign for people's opinions. You're tired of being the agreeable one. You're currently in the middle of writing a sharper script for your life. And you're perfectly fine if people don't like the dialogue. Ugh. Welcome to stepping into your power. So you like HONGJOONG because he validates that too much energy you've been told to tone down. And doesn't that suck? When people say, oh, you're being too loud, oh, you're being too much. Really? Really? Maybe you're not enough. Huh? Maybe you're not enough. So why are you still editing yourself for people who don't even read you correctly? I don't mean to come for your throat like that. I honestly don't. But it's one thing to burn the script, which you're doing a fine job at, or you could be doing a fine job at, but it's another to decide who still gets a front row seat to your life. YUNHO, the selective sanctuary. If YUNHO is your bias, you're in your hard border area. People think you're just the sweet one, but you've realized that your kindness is a limited resource. You're safe, but only to the people who haven't crossed you. You've stopped being the free use therapist for your friends. Okay, I feel that this is a little bit of me as well, but I'm going to tell you the secret. MINGI actually could help me get out of this. Let's just get back into the script. So you're building walls so high that only the people you choose can climb them. You crave YUNHO's stability because you're finally prioritizing your own peace over everyone else's comfort. I love that for you. So are you still being kind to everyone, or have you finally started choosing where your softness goes? And I want his hardness to go, never mind. So once you learn to protect your peace, you start realizing that watching is more powerful than speaking. YEOSANG, the sniper's silence. I did like a little pew pew, whatever. If YEOSANG is your bias, you've mastered the invisible weapon. You've stopped correcting people's wrong assumptions about you. You've realized that letting people underestimate you is actually your biggest advantage. You're the lurker in your own life. You're not shy. You're just letting people look stupid while you gather data. You've stopped handing out pieces of yourself to make others feel comfortable. Your silence isn't empty, it's intentional. If they don't understand you, is it your job to explain, or is it officially their problem now? This is the power that we all should be owning and living in our truth with. Don't accept the things that people say about you. That's their own thought process. Like, they don't know you. They do not know who you are. So at the end of the day, you don't owe anyone anything. It's just let them deal with the problems that they made up in their head about you. But silence can only last so long. It's true. Before the fire in your gut starts demanding an audience. San, the depth audit. If San is your bias, you're dealing with intensity burnout. You're the person who either gives 200% or goes completely dark. There is no middle ground. You've spent too much time giving stage presence, which is just phenomenal from him. You've given this stage presence and energy to people who only bought general admission. Like, they have the shitty seats, like nosebleed seats. And nothing's wrong with nosebleed, but they're not like barricade. Like, you want the barricade people, not the nosebleed people. Just anyway. And they want to get these tickets to your life. They want to have a front row seat, but they don't even deserve it. So be selective with who you let into your life. Remember, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not any of those things. So you're going to realize, or maybe you are realizing, that your emotional depth isn't messy. The people you gave it to were just too shallow to hold it. You're learning to keep your fire for the people who won't try to put it out. That's you living your truth. That's you living in your truth. I love that for you. I love that for you, a teeny. So when you feel too much, are you giving your intensity to people who treat it like it's disposable? Ouch, ouch. So after you look at all the value that is inside of you, do you usually just stop caring about what people think about you in regards with, you only should be this much amount of person because I can't take any more? Like, I know if I just breathe into it, I'll definitely... What am I saying? You know why I'm saying this? Because Mr. Fix-On is next. Fix-On! Mingi, the unfiltered freedom. This is some energy that I would love to have. Let me know if you like the energy of Mingi, or maybe WOOYOUNG is more your thing, or maybe JONGHO. They're coming up. They're coming up. If Mingi is your bias, you've reached the freedom of the unapologetic. You've dropped the version of you that was built for other people. You're loud, you're expressive, and you're probably making some people uncomfortable. And for the first time in your life, you actually like it. Okay. You're drawn to Mingi because he dares you to be too much. Your villain era isn't about being mean. It's about finally being honest. And I think when you're honest with yourself, that is absolutely the best thing that you can do for yourself. Holding on to negativity or lies that you have taken in from other people really just waters down who you are. And that's no funsies. It really isn't. Who were you before you started making yourself smaller to fit into others' expectations? Once you stop trying to fit in, like you want him to fit into you, you start seeing exactly how other people are trying to manipulate the room. Fix on! WOOYOUNG, the sharp awareness. If WOOYOUNG is your bias, you've activated your bullshit detector. You have the charm and the playfulness, but there is a razor sharp awareness underneath it. You see through people instantly. You used to ignore the red flags to keep the peace, but now you just use them as a reason to walk away quietly. You know exactly which buttons to push, and you're becoming selective about who is even worth the effort of a reaction. You notice every inconsistency in their energy. Why are you still pretending that you don't? You're into the cat and mouse thing, and I love that for you. I saw that in your diary. You're like, oh, my best friend. I'm sorry, I won't tell your business on the internet. I'm sorry. Awareness is a gift, and you got that, baby. But the true strength of a villain era lies in the certainty of your own character. JONGHO, the main character, certainty. If JONGHO is your bias, you've found your internal backbone. You've realized that you don't need to bark. That's Mingi's thing. To prove you're the big dog. Roof, 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 roof. You're steady. grounded and completely unshakable. Your power doesn't need to announce itself. You've stopped chasing and started attracting. The most dangerous part of your personality right now isn't an attitude. It's the fact that you finally know exactly who you are, and you don't need anyone's validation to prove it. Do you need to be loud to be powerful? Or is it your certainty already speaking for itself? My little skank, when you look at your bias, what part of your villain era is staring back? Are you turning cold, or are you just becoming precise? This isn't about destruction. It's about alignment. You're the main character who finally stopped asking for permission. Confess your bias and your current villain status in the comments. I'll be reading them all and hearting them as usual. This is me doing very important reporting about you because I really do care about you. Oh, there's a video. I think you're gonna like it. Okay, I'll see you in that one. All right.